هذا هو اليوم الذي صنعه الرب فلنفرح ولنتهلل به. المسيح قام من بين الأموات ووطئ الموت بالموت ووهب الحياة للذين في القبور. المسيح قام من بين الأموات ووطئ الموت بالموت ووهب الحياة للذين في القبور. Χριστός ανέστη επνεκρόν θανάτων βαπτίσας και της εν τη μνήμας η ζωή ευχαρισάμενος.
Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to the next segment of Big Bang Theory's BTSvlog. Right, Christos anesti, Messiah come, and Christ is risen. Let's start off with a time and date stamp. It's 6 hours and 51 minutes into the day of Sunday, May 22nd, 2016. I said I was going to vlog when I was outside, when I was out of the office yesterday at my brother's place, but I didn't get around to doing any vlogging yesterday, but that's not so much of a problem. I've got to see what fell right now. Something fell over, but I don't know exactly what fell over, so I gotta sort of go around and see. Right now, I'm just doing some odds and ends. I've been up since about 3 o'clock. I got the electronics music studio and electronics bench. Computer systems back on the network now, so that's now a new thing. I should do some cleaning up to do some more work in cleaning up in the music studio electronics bench area, so I can maybe tonight or tomorrow do some filming there. I don't know what's happening for church. It is Sunday. I'm supposed to be going to church, but I don't know if I can get a ride or not. So we'll see what ends up happening for that. But so right now I'm just just running down sort of the odds and ends checklist of what has to be. Nothing major, because then I'm planning. If I don't hear from anyone by 8 o'clock in the morning, then I'll probably end up going back to bed and right now I'm just sort of we call milling about. So I'm going to leave this here for now. There's not much to bring into discussion in this segment. This sort of an update, if you will. And then we'll go from there. So right now I'm watching OpenIPTV. Anyways, I will see you maybe a couple hours from now. I'll touch back in and sort of to let you know what's going on. And we'll go from there. Alright, take it easy. Well, good morning everybody. It is 8 hours and 43 minutes into the day of Sunday, May 22nd, 2016. Welcome to the Big Bang Theory's BTSvlog. Christos anesti, Messiah come, and Christ is risen. Yeah, it looks like I've got my ride back to the church again. It's a little late, but still we're going in. So that's why I'm vlogging now, and I'm waiting out back here. This is where I am. We're using the second camera now. Yeah, so this is where I am. We're using the second camera. And I said I'm going to start vlogging more with this camera. So this will be a whatever episode vlog this is going to be. This is going to be a 2-camera vlog. Yay for that. Anyways, that's about it for now. Just to sort of chime in and say, okay, what's going on now? And I'll see you a little bit in church. Alright, take it easy. Welcome to the next segment of Big Bang Theory's BTSvlog. We're in church. As I said before, I'm going to try to vlog for this. It is 10 hours and 3 minutes into the day of Sunday, May 22nd, 2016. So we're in liturgy, about 3 hours this in length, 3.5 hours in length. So here we go. Here's around the room.
Ότι αγαθός και φιλανθρωπός Θεός υπάρχεις και εσύ την δόξαν αναπέμπομεν το Πατρί και το Υιό και το Αγίο Πνεύματι νικαίοι και εις τους αιώνας των αιώνων.
Αναστεί το Θεός και διασκορπιστεί το σαν η εχθρή αυτό και φυγέτωσαν από προσώπου αυτό οι μισούντες αυτόν. Χριστός ανέστη εκ νεκρών, θανάτων, θανάτων παθήσας και
Τα φανάρια.
Ούτως
Well, hello everybody. Christos Anesti, Messiah, Christ is risen. Welcome to another segment of Big Bang Theorel's BTSvlog. Let me give you a time and date stamp. It is 7 hours and 48 minutes. Sorry. Into the day of Monday, May 23rd, 2016. Yeah, this vlog is going over multiple days. I missed uploading Saturday and Sunday. There was not enough content to upload, so this is going to cover a couple days. In fact, it was about 17 minutes short on about 15 to 17 minutes short on the next segment to go up, on the next episode to go up. So I think this should fill it. We'll see what ends up happening here, whether this fills it or I'll end up recording another vlog later on when I get up. Because I got up at 1 o'clock, 1:30 in the morning. Began my work. Just sort of, I needed to get up to refuel, to have something to eat and something more to drink. Sort of do the hydration, because I burn up a lot of water as the day goes, or even as the night goes on. So I did that. Then I transferred the clips to see what I had from both cameras, and both cameras, because as you saw earlier, I had actually gone to church. I was able to find my ride to church, and not a problem. It was I got there on time, and so I'll have the same thing for next week as well. Yeah, so I got to church. I actually filmed in church. You'll get to see part of it. There's a lot more explanation to come, but these are still the early notes, and some of the deeper explanations will come in the Insta vlogs. When we start getting into some of the complexities of what's actually happening, and you'll see how this kind of fits into my life as a researcher. Actually, that when you grow up, you have one perspective, and then when you're older and you've sort of taking a look and making the choices for yourself, sometimes you don't always see what your parents saw. At least what you thought they saw, anyway, in terms of what they communicated to you. But later on, as my sort of interests developed, as I started doing the research and started taking a second look at what I had already, a lot of times, if you're a researcher looking for information, sometimes it's worthwhile going over and sort of seeing what's in your backyard, because some things that in your backyard, they say, oh, you just sort of take it for granted, and kind of say, oh well. This is obvious, right? But if you don't go back, take a second look, there may be something there that you missed. In my case, there was a lot more there that I missed, and it's actually leading me into this whole thing of looking at the quantum God, quantum physics in relationship to observational psychology, going into M theory, using the spiritual universe as one of the parallel universes. Because we have this, I have this sort of background, I can sort of see if there's any observational mechanisms that this can be done in. And I said before, what we're doing is sort of trying to sort of move on from atheism to agnosticism, because the fundamentals of physics, and I'll go in and sort of demonstrate this in more detail again in the Insta-vlogs, which will be coming up sometime this week. The first of the Insta-vlogs will start coming out, and there's a fair bit here actually as they go through. Look at the sort of called classical physics from Aristotle, Galileo, and Newton, taking these three sort of points there, and looking at how, and in this particularly here, sort of the first law of motion, if you will, right? Every object in a state of in motion tends to stay in motion until an external force is applied to it. Or acting. In other words, if something is moving along at a particular pace, like this, and in this case here, they're neglecting friction, and so on and so forth. This is sort of an object in space. There's nothing around it. There's nothing attacking to it. So it's got no friction. So once it starts moving, if it's moving, it stays moving until something stops it. Right? They describe the force between two particular again, the force that they're describing is granted, particularly in Newton, is always Earth related, even though it's not stated as being Earth related, because they have basically forces equal mass times acceleration. The problem is that, yeah, that's kind of true, but none of their experiments could actually push them outside the realm of the gravity's influence. And this is sort of when you take an elementary course in physics. I'm not talking about elementary, I'm talking about elementary school. I'm talking about first year university, taking a first year university physics course, which also leads into astronomy. They always talk about the difference between Galileo and Newton. And even they talk about Galileo and Aristotle. And the thing is that the views change depending on how you view the question in hand. Do you view it absolutely, or are you simply taking a look at observation? I mean, Galileo called the thing that kept everything in motion, right, is inertia, right? The body keeps moving forward because of inertia. Now, specifically what the inertia is, again, that's kind of undefined. They don't go back and they just simply call this inertia. And it's based off an observation. They take the observation and say, okay, this is inertia. And Newton takes this and defines it a little bit further. Aristotle is the first to note this, but he doesn't, again, he's not describing this thing in a so-called an abstract or absolute state. And this is this is what you need to understand about Galileo and Newton, is that the school of thought has changed. By the time that Galileo comes around, the European school of thought has already evolved, where you can now take physical objects and take them outside the real universe and describe an ideal to them, an ideal condition. So when you talk about Galileo is talking about inertia, or Newton's talking about the laws of motion, they're talking about an ideal object in an ideal space. So none of these things include gravity. They don't include friction or any of these different things. So, but the thing is, the statement is here is that if an object's in motion, it will tend to stay in motion until something acts upon it and either changes that nature of motion. It either changes the direction, because it bounces off of something, slows it down, stops it. In other words, these are the things that the change occurs due to the external forces acting on it. the same thing is true if an object is stopped, is at rest, is not doing anything. In order for it to change its state, you have to get it moving. And you have to have, again, an external force has to act on it. In other words, nothing happens by itself. There's always an initiator. And this is the problem here. What am I talking about? There's always an initiator. And this is why you can't have the universe emerge from nothing. There had to have been an initiator. This is from Aristotle all the way through through Newton. You have this view of a God who is the initiator. He's part of that equation there. That is the fundamentals of physics. And the thing is that all the way throughout, even today, a large chunk of that physics is not challenged in the textbooks. What's happened is the view has changed a little bit, but not really to the point where if you can go through some of the understanding of what's in the textbook, how the author is writing it, you'll see that the fundamentals are still there, but there has to be an initiator in order for something to move. And this is why this is sort of what produces the problem in atheism in terms of the fundamental physics, is that if you have something coming out of nothing, and this is the origin of the universe, the Big Bang Theory, then you're violating.
Welcome to the library, and I am the librarian. I am the professor. And professor of what? Professor of physics.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light?
Free speech rules here at Democratic Earth.